Hey everybody, welcome back. Opendoor Technology, and today was kind of crazy today, right? Real quick, hit the like button, comment if you have any questions, and definitely subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. So today, it was kind of wild, right? Pre-market was moving kind of sideways, and then it pretty much dumped right off the back. As soon as it opened up, went from $9.40 all the way down to $8.41. People were like, "Oh, here we go again, right? Going back down again." And then once it hit that low, it went straight up from there. It just never looked back. From 8.41 to all the way to 9.47, almost $1 difference from the low to the high. We had a little small hiccup right here around 2:30, and it went back down to $8.83, and then went back up again to 9.47. So very strong day. There was a few other stocks that moved up near the end of the day also, not just Opendoor, but Opendoor was pretty huge on that part around 2:55, 3 o'clock. It just sparked a nice uptrend and pumped up. But real quick on a weekly chart, we have a nice green candle on the weekly chart, still a nice green strong candle, and the volume on that weekly is still pretty low. Tomorrow is Wednesday, and it's still low for the weekly compared to this volume bar, this one, and this one. It's still pretty low, so that's good for have a nice gain like this, and the volume bar is still pretty low, and we're in the middle of the week, so that's good. You don't want the volume bar for the weekly too big, like this one, because it's a possibility that there's a lot of sales going on in that volume. But since it's pretty low and we have a nice green candle right here, mostly buys. That's pretty much what it's saying. It's mostly buys in this volume bar, and that's real nice. And the weekly RSI is starting to turn right here and go back up again, and then MACD is starting to slowly go back up as well. The daily chart is where I like the most. This candlestick on the daily chart is very bullish. It showed that it went down, but the bulls carried it back up, and that's why we have this kind of candlestick with a long tail at the bottom. It went down, but bulls brought it right back up, so that's real good. On the daily chart, it's showing a lot of red volume bars down here, but it's starting to slowly go up to green, and that's really bullish right here. This nice MACD for the daily, and RSI flatlining right here, and we need this to come up a little bit. Hopefully that happens tomorrow. We'll see. But we have a report tomorrow, the Fed minutes at 2 p.m. Eastern, but Jerome Powell is Thursday. We're going to take a look at that in a second. So here's the hourly. Pretty much what happened. Went straight down, consolidated for 2 hours, and it went up. Very, very nice. Very nice. So yeah, if you're watching Opendoor, pretty much you saw what was going on. So let's get to where the support and resistance is at, and then also let's look at where we could go for the rest of the week. How high can we go for the rest of the week? That's what a lot of people want to know, right? Are we going to go higher? Are we going to go lower? Or are we going to stay the same? And I may have a prediction about it, but let's check out where we're at right now. Right now we're at 9:14 after hours. So we're kind of in the middle of the support resistance that I drew on here I think a few days ago, right? I have the support at 880, 941 resistance, and 851 support. And the price channel pretty much was right on the support and resistance that I drew a few days ago. It went from 941 resistance all the way down to my 851 support. It did go lower than 851 support with 841, but then it came right back above the 851 right here. So that's pretty accurate. And then when it broke the 883 resistance, it never looked back. It tried to go back below it right here, and it tried to go back below it right here also, but it never did. It tested 880, went up, tested 880, went up, and it kept going up until the 941 resistance on the chart right here. So we're right in the middle between 880 and 941. So of course, what we need to do tomorrow, right? We need to break the 941. Now, if we break the 941, what could happen after that, right? So if we break the 941, there's not much resistance after that. That's the good thing about it. After that 941, we have 950 and then 970. Once we break the 970, 980 area, there's no more resistance really until $10. So that's going to be a key area to watch. 970 and 980. We break that, $10 is pretty much right there for us, right there for the taking. And on this daily chart, it's possible. It's very possible on a daily chart because the MACD is in a place where it can go up some more. It's below the blue line, so we have some room to go up more on a MACD. RSI, we're at 60 RSI, so we have more room to go up higher because the 70 is the overbought territory, and we're not even in the overbought territory yet, like we were here on September 11th. September 11th, we went to 1087, right? And we were in the overbought territory, and then we came down. The RSI came down out of the overbought territory, and now we're below it again. So we have room to go up higher on the RSI and the MACD. That's for the daily chart. So that's very, very good, because if we have room to go up more on the daily chart for RSI and MACD, it means that it's a possibility we can break $10 this week. And if it happens, possibly maybe Thursday or Friday. That's what I'm looking at right now. Thursday and Friday break for Opendoor $10 area, because this is what I'm looking at for tomorrow. If we have a nice uptrend again tomorrow, I want to see us break the 940 and stay above it. 940 and stay above it, and hover around the 940 to 970 area, right? And maybe close around the 950, 955, 960 area. And then on Thursday, break the 970 area and go to $10, or we can do that on Friday, either or. But $10 is definitely within reach for this week, and it's sooner than I thought. And reason why it may be sooner than I thought is because today Opendoor showed a lot of strength. And the reason why I think it showed a lot of strength is because this area right here, where we were consolidating at 780 to 883, I think Jane Street and a lot of institutions, accumulated enough shares that they wanted. If so, it won't be too hard to go to the upper $9 area and even break $10 if they accumulated enough shares that they wanted. That's what's going on right now. You gotta remember, Jane Street and a lot of institutions have a lot of shares, millions and millions of shares right now. And then once they accumulate enough shares that they want, they make it go higher. They let it go higher. That's what I was saying in previous videos. Right here, this area between September 30th and October 3rd, Opendoor had the ability to go higher. But Jane Street and a lot of institutions that have a lot of shares, they were holding it down between September 30 and October 3rd. The technicals were resetting, and they were just accumulating shares for the next leg up. So once they accumulate enough shares that they want, buying shares, exchanging shares, buying shares from retail, from weekends, wherever the case would be, they'll let it go up. And that's what seems like it's happening right now. October 6th was a nice bullish day. And then today, October 7th, it seemed like it could have been more bullish, but the market in general was kind of red today, possibly because of FOMC minutes and Jerome Powell speaking on Thursday. But I think if it wasn't for that, I think Opendoor could have went much higher. I think it could have closed at 970, 975 Opendoor. So I think it's only a matter of time before that $10 is broken, either this week or early next week. We still got to see what the Fed is going to talk about, and we got to see the minutes, and we got to see what Jerome Powell is going to say. But $10 is within reach to break and hold. A matter of time, only a matter of time. They were letting it go up at the end of the day around 3 o'clock so easily. It went from 883 to 940 easily. You saw it, right? If you're watching the chart on Opendoor at the end of the day, it was going up easily. They were just letting it fly. They just let it go. They were not holding it down at all. And before I show you the schedule for tomorrow, I just want to show you this real quick. It says home sales remain stuck near 30-year lows despite mortgage rates dropping from their January peak above 7%. Then it says a new Fannie Mae survey asks over 100 economists what mortgage rate would jumpstart the housing market. Most experts say rates need to fall to 5.5% or lower to trigger a significant sales boost. Current rates sit at 6.34, still well above that threshold according to Freddie Mac data. And then it says Zillow warns that rates alone won't fix the problem, saying strong employment and economic stability matter just as much as reviving sales. So pretty much what this means is that once the interest rate drops lower, it don't have to be 5.5. Anything low 6 or even high 5% area is, I think, good enough. Once we have that, and then the economy starts to get back on its feet, people are ready to buy houses again, we're going to see a housing market boom like no other. And Opendoor, I mean, it can be huge. It could be huge, $15, $20 plus. And that's where the $82, I think, comes in place. When the interest rate drop low 6, mid 5 or higher, and the economy is back on its feet again. That's when you're going to see the big movement in Opendoor. And that's how, Eric Jackson gets that $82. That's how he gets the $82. Is it possible to get $82? More and more, I'm seeing that $82 could be possible once we have that combination. Economy back on its feet and interest rates are much lower. All right, so tomorrow we have the 7 a.m. report, MBA 30-year mortgage rate. We're going to get some answers about the mortgage rate. Also, the mortgage applications going to be at 7 a.m. Eastern. And then at 2 p.m., highlighted in red because, like I said before, it's important, the FOMC minutes at 2 p.m. So we're going to see some activity in the stock market as a whole around 2 p.m. Eastern. All right. And Thursday, we're looking at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, Fed Chair Powell speech at 8:30 a.m. on Thursday. So we get a speech before the market opens up. So that's pretty good. We don't have to worry about that during the day. All right. And we had the initial jobless claims for Thursday also. But, there's no time on it because it was canceled because of the shutdown. If there was no shutdown going on right now, we would get the initial jobless claims data for Thursday. But we're not going to get it, right? And that's another thing. We need the shutdown to end. And that's going to help Opendoor as well. So Opendoor has a lot of, good things going its way. Opendoor is one of them stocks where it's only a matter of time. It's a recovery stock and it's only a matter of time. And that's why the institutions and Jane Street is buying into it because they know it's only a matter of time, right? Once we break that $10, I think some big, huge things is going to happen once we break that $10. People are going to take us more seriously when we break the $10 and hold above it, right? So, yeah, $10, $15. And then once the economy's back on its feet, interest rates are low, the $82 could come in play. All right, everybody, take care. Like I said before earlier, like, comment, subscribe.